You know me, SDMT. Man, this story right here is so cringe, man. It just makes me cringe. Like, what the hell? Earl Thomas, after the victory over the Dallas Cowboys, post-game, he runs to Cowboys coach Jason Garrett, gives him a hug, walks with him into the Cowboys locker room, not the Seahawks, the Cowboys locker room, and then he's heard saying, "If you guys get a chance, come get me. Come get me." This is crazy right here, man. I'm all for players getting money and doing the best thing for them, and it's a business, but at the same time, it's during the season. The Seahawks are in the playoff hunt. They just won their team, their squad. You should be celebrating with your team, not thinking about running to the other opponent's locker room and asking them, can they pick you up? There's a time and a place. If it's the off season, all the players work out together. Hey, Des Bryant, hey, go tell Jason Garrett to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? But during the game, y'all just won, y'all squad. How crazy is that? Imagine you got a girl, y'all got an anniversary, and then she run off to some other dude talking about come get me. Oh, you don't like that one? Imagine, you know what I'm saying, you was in a gang and y'all just had a dance off. Y'all was getting it, and then one of your gang members ran to the other squad saying, come get me. You know what I'm saying? It's just very cringe. It's very awkward, man. I can't believe he did this. I seen the video, and it was just really bad. You know what I mean? It's just really bad. Like the whole, loyalty and the way you see it. Yes, players have to get their money. I get it. He's from Texas. I get it. He wants to go home. I get it. But there's a time and a place. It is not right after a game where you guys beat them. You're a Seahawk. You're a Legion of Boom. That's your squad, supposedly. But right after a W, you're thinking about setting up to be a Cowboy. That lets you know you got your foot out the door and you might not be as invested on this season as the rest of the Seahawks. If I'm his teammate, I'm looking at him like, really, bro? Like, you ran into the Cowboys locker room like you was on a team? You know what I mean? And running up on Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was like kind of shocked. I don't know if he thought, he's going to get attacked at first or who knew, but he was shocked to see Earl Thomas run up on him into their locker room. That's not normal. You don't run into other teams' locker room. You know what I mean? There's a time and place to do business. You're Earl Thomas. When you're a free agent, Cowboys, everybody's going to be giving you offers. You don't have to go right after a game. Now, let's get to the truth of this matter is Earl Thomas knew there was going to be cameras there. He knew that this would be a story. You don't do something at Dallas Cowboy Stadium, the opponent player run into the Cowboys, facility in their locker room and tell a coach, come get me, and it's not going to be a top story. I think this was a message to the Seahawks, a message to the GM, the owner, maybe even Pete Carroll, get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm tweaking right now. I'm doing things that are definitely outside the box and kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think this was a message to the Seahawks. We had Richard Sherman a while back asking to be traded. Cam Chancellor trying to get that deal. And it seems like after that Super Bowl, things have been unraveling when they didn't give Marshawn Lynch that ball. It seems like the Seahawks are just unraveling. And I'm sorry, Seahawk fans, but it's true. You know what I mean? Imagine if Russell Wilson ran into the Cowboys locker room talking about, y'all come get me. How would that make you look? How would that make you feel? You know what I'm saying? There's just too much invested in this, and you're on a team. That's your squad. Y'all just been sweating and playing hard and bleeding together. Bow, you know what I'm saying? Going hard. And then right after the game, your mind is, let me set things up so I can get back home to the Texas. I get it. People keep saying he's from Texas. He wants to come home. You can do that in the off season. I don't care if you're a player and you're in a contract and you want to, tamper and, talk to players on the Cowboys and tell them to relay messages to Jerry Jones and their coaching staff. I get it. You can do that. I don't care. I'm not hating on that. But right after a game, that to me is just awkward. It's cringe, and it's just like, it makes you kind of uneasy if you're one of his teammates in that situation, because right after a game, you're not celebrating the win that we're, on our way to maybe getting the wild card spot, making the playoffs. You're thinking about, a different situation. You're trying to set up, your future on another team. You know, and people keep making excuses for it, but my whole thing is when we squad, we on the same team, we getting in this during the season, and we just played a game, we squad, man. That's what we worried about. In the NFL, they always say, we're just focused on being 1-0 every week. We're just focused on being 1-0 every week. That's a lie to a lot of people, because if you can make excuses for this, you're thinking about your future on another team right after the game. You know what I'm saying? Or was he thinking about that during the game? It makes you wonder, man. Earl Thomas was definitely sending a message. I love short players. I'm a fan of his. He is awesome out there. He runs on that field like his head's on fire, hitting people, running around, making plays. He's one of the best safeties. He has great instincts. He's an awesome safety. I'm not hating on him as a player. I just don't like the way he did this. I don't like it. And I don't think it's good for team sports, and it's good, you know, to show kids and a good message to show people right after games, let me start looking for other situations. I'm not going to celebrate with my teammates and be in our locker room. You know, you can make calls. You can have off season. You have agents. You have a lot of people that can set up your, you know, future situations or what teams you're going to go to. But right after a game, I just don't get that, man. I really don't get it. It makes me cringe. It's kind of awkward. You know what I mean? Earl Thomas, I'm a fan. He's a great player. I'm not hating on him, but just the way he handled this and the way he did this situation, I think he kind of knows. He was interviewed after, and he was saying, like, I wasn't saying come get me now. I was saying, like, I'm happy as a Seahawk and come get me when the Seahawks kick me to the curb. I don't believe that personally. I don't believe that, because if that's the situation, you're not going to do it right after a game. You know, I think he's pretty much has one foot out the door saying, you know, you guys come and trade from me over offseason. I want to be a Cowboy. I think that's the message and that's the truth. And that's what we all need to see. Earl Thomas wants to be a Cowboy more than he wants to be a Seahawk. That's the point. That's the message. And that's pretty crazy right after the game to send that message to your teammates, to your coaching staff, to the people that's been practicing with you, going through hard summers, going through games, going through going through the struggle together. You know what I mean? Football brings people together. That's your family. Right after a game, you want to celebrate with your teammates, man. You do. And, you know, and if that's not there, it says something. You know what I mean? It says something. Earl Thomas had a little friction with Bobby Wagner during the season about him playing injured, and they had a little back and forth on social media. You know, I'm pretty sure that's squashed by now. You know, they're good teammates, but maybe it's not. Maybe Earl Thomas wants to get out of Seattle that bad. So it just made me cringe. It's not something, you know, it really shocked me. You know what I'm saying? Go watch the video. It's on my Instagram at SDMT619. And actually, when you actually get to see him run into the other team's locker room, he goes in there like he is a Cowboy. You know what I mean? It's just pretty disturbing and shocking. And it just, you know, one of those things that, you know, during a season, it's just not necessary, man. You want to go back home to Dallas, man, set that up over the offseason, preseason, you know, one of those situations. But when you're in a playoff hunt, that's what you should be focusing on. Your team making the playoffs and hopefully making a Super Bowl. But, you know, does he believe that team can do that? Does he? Kind of seems like he doesn't. And he's trying to already set things up for next season or his future coming home back to Texas. I'm not hating on that. Go play at home. But just the way you handle it, I wish it could have been handled a little bit better. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. SDMT!